Hello, beautiful people out there. This video is video number 6, I think. No, actually, it's video number 7. Video number 6 was the video that I don't know if you guys saw, my friend jumping off a plane in Dubai. This is video number 6. Okay, so this video is actually a follow-up video to the metaphysics book that I discussed last week. So each week I'm going to be discussing a few chapters, just giving like a brief summary about what the book is about. Last week I discussed what the word metaphysics means, a little bit of a history of Connıe Mendez, which is the author of the book, and also like gave you guys an example that Facebook changed to Meta. I found the book on Amazon. So for all of you who are interested in purchasing the book, I didn't find an English version of it. I did find it in Spanish, and I found like a small pocket synopsis book that you could get. It gives you like a summarized version of that whole book in just like a few pages. And the two links are linked down below. So, okay, so I'm going to be discussing the first 3 chapters. There's a few things in the book that I skipped over just because I felt that it wasn't really that important. I'm just going to be talking about the very important things, which are like the laws and the principles. I'm going to be putting on my glasses because I can't see small things. Okay, so many people may think that metaphysics is a type of magic, but it's not. It's actually scientific practice. It's based on the universal love of also the universal concept of peace and harmony. It actually could be practiced by anyone, the book says, and anybody and anyone of life. Doesn't matter your personal beliefs and what are your, like for instance, your religion or what you believe in. Anybody could practice it. The practice of metaphysics has really been rediscovered. In the book, it says that there is nothing new in the universe. So everything that is created is just being rediscovered or reinvented. I know that might sound a little weird, but that's what the book says. So the first principle that the book discusses is the principle of mentalism. Mentalism states that everything that occurs outside of us starts by what we think in our minds. So even if it does not occur, like let's say you think something and it doesn't occur, that stays registered in your mind. It records and then it forms a concept, it reforms an idea. Everything you think, everything that you see forms a certain type of concept in your mind. Now, you guys are probably thinking, well, how can I that's why it's so important to have a positive thinking. Even myself, people that know me personally know that I'm not always the most positive person. Everyone in the world have their positive moments, their negative moments, moments that you're just not into it and you're just complaining negative, everyone. It's just common nature. So one can think, how can I erase all of the negative thinking? Well, yes, you could definitely delete negative thinking. Even though one might think that you cannot, you can. So for every positive thing that has occurred to you in your life, it's because you thought about it positively in your mind. Which when I read that, I was like, wow, that's interesting. So everything positive that has happened to me is because I thought about it positively in my mind. Now, everything negative that has happened to you is because of negative thinking. It might not be that you personally thought about that negatively, but is because of negative thinking, maybe other people thinking negatively, your partner, your family, your friends, and that has manifested. Okay, so for example, how to make something negative into positive. Like, let's say you have a doctor's appointment, and most people say, for example, oh, I need to hurry up and I have to go to this doctor's appointment, or else I'm going to be late. I'm not going to find parking, and I don't want that to happen to me. Okay, you are already putting it out there in your mind that things are gonna go negative. You're going to be late. You're not gonna find parking. You're probably gonna miss your appointment. This is the mindset that you are going into this doctor's appointment. Now, how to change this? Instead of saying, "Oh, I'm gonna be late. I'm gonna miss a doctor's appointment," you're gonna say, um, I have to go to my doctor's appointment. I'm gonna be on time, and I'm gonna find parking very close to the entrance door. And thank you, universe, for my appointment. Look at the shift that you're putting out. And I know most of you out there are probably thinking, yeah, right. You think if I say that, things are gonna go positive for me? Well, I challenge each and every one of you to try it. The next time you're gonna go to the supermarket, the next time you have a doctor's appointment, the next time you have an event, say, you know what, I'm gonna be on time and I'm gonna find the closest parking spot there is. Okay, so the next law that the book discusses is called the law of supply and demand. I know many of you probably have already heard this because there is also the law of supply demand in economics, but the law of supply and demand in metaphysics is a little bit different. The law of supply and demand states that every time you need something, there is someone else that's trying to get rid of the same thing. So let's say you need a BMW 1992 car. Someone in your area or in the universe or in your city is trying to get rid of a BMW as well. The same year, the same color that you are wanting. That's what the law of supply and demand. I know it's very different than the law of supply and demand in economics. For metaphysics, it's very different. So this law goes back and falls back to the first law, which is the principle of mentalism. So for example, let's state that you want to buy a house, but you say the housing market is high. It's really not the time to buy a house. um well, this will occur. You're already implanting this negative thinking. The housing market is high right now, as we all know, and it's really not the time. So then when you try to buy a house, the housing market would be too high for you, and it really will not be the time for you to buy because you're already putting this predisposition in your mind. If you want a house, so this is what this law says that you should do: supply and demand. You should write a letter. And within this letter, you should be very, very specific as to what you want. So, like, let's say you want to buy a house. You should write what type of house, how big, what's the square footage, how many bedrooms, how many baths, how many floors. Does it have a backyard? Does it have a front yard? Does it have a pool? Describe it with the utmost details of what you wanted. Once you write this letter, you're going to read it out loud. That means you're declaring it out to the universe. And once you do that, you give gratitude. You say thank you for my house as if you already have it in present moment. Then the other thing that's discussed in this book is blessings. Now, some of you might think, what the heck is a blessing? The blessing is a gift, a special favor, or a benefit for yourself. So it says in the book of metaphysics that you should always bless what you already have. For instance, if you have $10, thank you, universe, for my $10. If in your bank account you only have $1,000, thank you, universe, for my $1,000. If you just got paid, thank you, universe, for getting paid. It doesn't have to be the universe. You could say thank you, God. You could just whatever you believe is whatever is above you, the utmost energy above you is what you should be thanking. Be thankful for your abundance, and this will bring more blessings upon you. So these are the concepts that are discussed in the first chapter of the Metaphysics. So in summary, it discussed the principle of mentalism, the law of supply and demand, and blessings. It's for me while reading, I like I told you, I bought this book in 2004. I myself reading the book now in 2022, I learned things that I didn't remember. And I'm very thankful that I was able to again reread the book and renovate those ideas in my mind. And I hope that you guys also like the concepts that I discussed. Well, next week we will be going on to the next chapter. We already read that summary is already chapter 1. Remember I said it goes over 4 main chapters, and then next week we're going to be discussing chapter 2. Hope you guys join in. Please subscribe if you're new to this channel. Leave a comment. Like my video. I'm trying to grow it. And for anybody that you want to share these ideas with, go ahead and share my video and see if they're interested in all these concepts. Thank you.